My name is Manjit Kaur. I was 41 years old. I was a government servant at Chandigarh.
And where were you in June 1984?
In Chandigarh. It happened, but in Chandigarh or generally in Punjab, these such type of incidents were happening. Somewhere the passengers from the buses were taken out and killed, and of one community or somewhere the other community. But the people living there, they were very social. They were very nice people. They were living together. There was nothing of this enmity, any sort of. When we got up in the morning, and there were all military, and we learned that the curfew has been imposed, but we don't know what is happening there, why it has been done, what is going on. We saw and we were told nobody should come out or should remain. The announcements were going on. Thereafter, I don't exactly remember how we came to know that something is happening in Amritsar. They are trying to evacuate the Golden Temple from the terrorists who were considered to be hiding out there and taking the weapons there. So we were very much shocked to know this, and I was apprehending that something is going to happen very serious, which is not good for the people living in Punjab or the Sikhs who are living outside Punjab. It's very dangerous for them. These type of actions are not good for the country or even for any of the communities living in our country. So now this is a long time. I have forgotten so many things. At that time we were going through very serious period, especially when my families, we are a very religious person. My parents were very religious family, and they were very good natured and helpful to all communities. My father, irrespective of any caste, creed, or any, this is South Indian, he equally loved everyone and tried to help everyone. In the same way, we were used to do like this, and you have to consider all human beings equal. You should respect all the persons equally. You should do whatever you can. You help them in any way what they are needing. So we were at that time that type of family, and we were very much shocked and all the time worried what is going to happen, how will. Those were the, I think, 4th, 5th, 6th or 7th June. We saw this type of, there was no shops or nothing, no milk at home. Then there, after some water or some things were delivered and shops were opened, then we got it. Now I don't exactly remember, but that was very tough. And during this period, very bad things happened. Very, very bad things happened. I don't know what happened. It was very difficult to believe that who's doing this sort of things, actions. What are they going to do it? But I think at that time I considered something treacherous was done to so that both the communities, mostly there are Sikhs and Hindus in Punjab, some third thing agency was trying to make them fight with each other. So, but thank God this didn't happen. The people generally living in the cities, in the villages, everywhere in Punjab, they were very cooperative to both. They didn't find. My husband's younger brother, who was in Delhi, Even my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, they were also in Delhi. I have all the relatives in Delhi, my parental relatives and my husband's family. Most of the family was in Delhi. And his younger brother who lived in Jamna Vihar, he was killed there. He along with the other Sikh gentleman who was living across his house, both of them were burnt alive. That brother-in-law's family, he had 4 children and his wife. They were hiding out in some neighbor's house along with my brother-in-law. That family, it was again that were told them, those who have given shelter to the Sikh families, their houses will be burned, they will be killed too. Then that family got scared. And the family asked my brother-in-law to move out of their house, otherwise they will be killed. And then he has to move out, and he has no place where to go. In such a circumstance, all the crowds were coming there, and they were looking for the Sikhs to be killed. And then there was another family living, Sikh family, they were both husband and wife. They were living on the ground floor, and the upper floor was rented out to some Hindu family. And then my brother-in-law moved to his house with them, both husband and wife. And their tenant took them upstairs to give them, to hide them. I don't know who told them when the crowd came there. Somebody told them their 2 Sikhs are hiding out there. The crowd went upstairs and brought them down, both them. And in the meantime, the crowd took the furniture of my brother-in-law's house into the ground in front of their house and that family's. That family was running a milk dairy, milk products in their house. Whatever they took off that, his cycle, everything, furniture, whatever they got, they put there one time, and both of them, my brother-in-law and that gentleman, they were put into the fire. They then got up and tried to run away. Again the crowd hold them, and that's the way they were killed, unless they were burned alive. Every time they got up, they tried to run away. The crowd hold them and put them on the fire until they were lifeless. Then it's all over. And we were very much scared. We know if something is going on in Delhi, and our families were there. We were so much worried, but all the connections were disconnected. There was no phone, there was no bus service, no news. What we learned, I don't know how, but we were very much worried. We could not sleep 3-4 nights, and I think then it was news in the radio or on the television that there is going on. It was 5th of November or 6th of November. We received a call from New Delhi, from my father-in-law's, not my father-in-law, actually he had a small shop there in the Chandni Chowk area, and the next shop was of this Gupta family. They called us from Chandigarh and told us, I just reached my office early in the morning at 9 o'clock. My husband dropped me there. His office was a little bit far away from mine. He dropped me there. When I just had gone to my seat, immediately, and in my office there was a home secretary, the highest administrative secretary, and I was secretary. His PA sent for me there, Mrs. Kaur, come here immediately. And I got there. The call was there on his phone. He told me that talk on the phone. When I talked, that family told me that this has happened. So He had to inform me. Then I told my husband. He also got the same message. In the meantime, after I received the message, that family called my husband there. And he was, we both of came home. And in my, I was just talking just now with my colleagues that I am very much worried. How should I know about my relatives, how my family is in Delhi? We were just talking. Just at the same time, the person called me there. I learned this bad news. Then my husband came here. His other two brothers were also in Chandigarh. We informed them. And my mother-in-law told us that no gents should come over to Delhi. They were so scared when his son was burned alive there. And he told nobody come here. But me and my another sister-in-law, his elder brother's wife, we both went to Delhi there. Delhi. In the evening we reached there. And when we went there, my brother-in-law's wife, his four children, and my mother-in-law, father-in-law, they were there, they were weeping. I don't know why this has happened. That was very shocking and very grieving. I now remember that moments we could not talk. How we felt and how we tolerated it. It was a very difficult period for us, for our whole family, especially for my father-in-law and mother-in-law. They were in the evening of, they are very old, rather not, they are about 85 or, no, my father-in-law was above 90 and my mother-in-law was above 85 at that time. So anyhow, we kept on weeping the whole night, sitting there. And people other were there so much scared, even they didn't move, they didn't want to move, and nobody came there. The next morning when I got up, I asked my sister-in-law to leave it. You have to weep for the whole life, you will have to suffer for the whole life, you will have to tolerate it. There is no option. Get up and be ready. And I took her and we went to his house in Jamuna, Bihar. And when we went there, we saw all the house was broken, all the furniture was burnt, and all utensils, even the achar box, okay, that was also burnt. It was lying here, everything was. And the big almara, steel almara, that was also, broken with the heavy the material with this iron rods. They had taken out the things lying there. Not the clothes, clothes were scattered there. They may have gone for this jewelry or cash or something very precious. And when we saw before their house, the things were burnt, even the ashes of both the gents, they were removed. Nothing was there. We tried to get those bones and whatever, so that we could cremate according to our rituals, but nothing was there. And my father-in-law told us when we went there that when they were burnt, and day after the military came there, and they took my sister-in-law along with the 4 children to some shelter there. And then 2-3 days they were there, and my father-in-law was very much worried about them. He could not see what to do, where to go, how to find that family, where they have gone, what. And when they went there to their house, and the people told there that the military people had taken that family to the shelter. I think it was on Majanotilla or somewhere, then Old Delhi there. Then he went there and traced them there. And one thing more, my another brother-in-law, who was also elder to my husband, he was serving the military. He was on his tour, he was posted at Tata Nagar. He was on way for Tata Nagar and had a stoppage at Delhi to meet his parents before taking a train to Tata Nagar. In the meantime, this happened there. He was also there. But he was staying along with his family. He was staying with my father-in-law. And anyway, that my father-in-law was living in a very congested area of this Chandni Chowk. So the crowd could not reach there. And if they tried, but the people there told no Sikh family is living here. So the neighbors hide them and told them that no, there is no family here. I don't know, this was they told, I have not seen it with my eyes, but the people told that they were very, not good gentry people. They were very low caste people, were guided by some highly persons. They were not, it's not easy to recognize them, but mostly they were labor class, who were having the rods in their hands, similar type of rods and similar type of material. I don't know who distributed that to them, how they did it. I don't know. But they were led by some influential persons. They were not, no crowd can do it of their own. They can't do. And they said the police was with them, but no one was taking any action. They lived there for 2-3 days in the camp, and then my father-in-law and my brother-in-law brought them home because my brother-in-law had to join his military posting. He was very scared. They had their own discipline. He had to report on time. So he left the next morning when the trains started for Tata Nagar, and then we reached there. They had gone there, and she was there because I was a government employee and dealing with the same subject, recruiting of persons in human resources. I knew that this is very hard for the family. How will she survive? I immediately took her to the office where my brother-in-law was working, and I met the deputy secretary there and told him that she needs immediate employment. We have no other source of income. She has 4 children. We are not a very rich family. We are simple family. All are self-making their both hands meet. Nobody can support her. And then I filled up the form for her appointment and requested him to do it as early as possible. And luckily it was the first case there. He entertained, and all the, I think whatever your requirements are, she is 11th pass, 10th plus 2, no, she was in this 10 plus 1 pass at that time. And by relaxation, if any relaxation is required, do it. And they entertained her, and he asked me to take some this what they call requirements of any character certificate or some legal documents. I got that prepared from the course and submitted to our office, and they gave her the appointment. It was on 15th of November. She got the employment, and in the meantime the government announced 20,000 help to the families of the deceased persons. I took that check from them and gave it to my sister-in-law. She got it deposited, and thereafter I came back to Chandigarh. Not in such a way as you are doing it, not in such a way. Otherwise, there was so much of a rush when we came to Chandigarh. Then we stayed there during that period. I stayed there in Delhi for 1 week only. We had that his Bhog and this is Gurdwara and whatever we had our customs, we did it there. It was very shocking and very bad period for our family. Then we came back to Chandigarh and all our relatives from Punjab came to us for this. So the other families, my own family, did not suffer this. They suffered losses. Then my uncle's factory was broken. All the item machines were taken away and they were destroyed, and they suffered losses, financial losses, but not their lives. The only one in our known families is one family in Palam. Their son was taken. No, I only heard and whatever we read in the newspapers, and this is the thing. The reasons is this is political reason, totally political reason, and I don't what party is at fault. Why it was done so? I don't know. I don't believe any community special. It was I presume it was a political background had from both some third agency was doing this all, because we had a mixed family. Our families are Hindu marriage. My mother-in-law was from a Hindu family. My father had two sisters. Both of them are married in the Hindu families. One family is the Arya Samaji and the other is Sanatani. So we had a mixed family also. We were worried about both sides. Sometimes Hindus were killed, somewhere Sikhs were killed. So that period was the worst in our life. Whenever I remember, I was equally worried. When I read early in the morning, so many boys were taken out from the bus. They were lined up, especially one community, they were shot out. They were killed there. One thing I remember once, all the engineers, they were coming out from this, I don't remember the place, and that's near Ropar. It's a good establishment, and all engineers were coming in one bus. The company had their own bus, and somewhere they were stopped and said all the Hindu persons come down and line up there, and they were shot there. They were very persons of our known families. Some of the boys' families were known to us. That was equally shocking to us. And I was at that time, I was so much worried that this type of action would have a severe reaction on the Sikh community. I don't know who is doing it or who has a hand in it. They are trying to make both communities enemies of each other, and they wanted to it should flare up. I don't know how it happened and who was the guiding principle of these things. So that was a very, very black period in our history. And still it's not so far, no justice being given to any family. We know we have suffered that. How my in-laws dared this, and especially when she had small 4 children, how she raised them. Anyhow, their fees were given, many concessions they were given, their children. Now they are all settled, but the man we have lost, he was the beautiful boy in our family, very handsome, very good, and especially because he was younger to my husband, and I had his special and he had his special liking for me, that you are my bhabhi. So and so we lived together in Delhi because I was transferred after 3 years to Chandigarh. My husband was serving in the Punjab government. I was serving at Delhi when I was married. After 3 years, I got myself transferred to Chandigarh.
Okay.
For that 3 years, I spent with that my brother-in-law, and that was I liked him very much. He liked him very much. I had his letters are kept with me so far. So I missed him very much. I was very much pained to lose him. Our minds were so much polluted and they were disturbed. See, if something unnatural happens to your family, in your family, if you die a natural death, that's something else. If you die with stroke or your heart failure or your accident, you can bear that. That's no one. But especially the way he was killed, that was very unbearable. I still remember that incident. He was very good person in my home. We could not do anything. He came to us, he came to Chandigarh, that I should move to Chandigarh. I want some employment here. But my father-in-law said, no, there is no one else in Delhi to look after us. So he dropped the idea sometimes. Sometimes I feel if he had moved to Chandigarh, he could not have died in such a way. So it's very difficult.
It is